Hey guys, it's Justin at the Survivor Review, and welcome to the second part of my look at the Hannibal Lecter movies. And now, this is the one that put Hannibal Lecter on the map. The classic, the one that everybody quotes, Silence of the Lambs. Okay, so let's start out by saying this is not a sequel to Manhunter. Manhunter is its own separate thing, and Silence of the Lambs and the next three movies are all part of the same series. So that's the movie series. Manhunter, kind of an off thing. It's not part of the series. So that said, I'll start with the plot of this movie. The plot is actually pretty similar to Red Dragon. It involves this FBI agent named Clarice Starling, who the FBI is looking for this killer named Buffalo Bill, and they having a hard time. So they get Starling, who actually isn't. She's an FBI in training. She's an actual FBI. And they have her go talk to Hannibal Lecter to see what he knows and what he can figure out. And along the way, they have some conflicts. Like, they have this strange connection together, and which they elaborate on in the sequel, but we'll get to that later. And that's basically kind of the gist. It sounds really simple, but a lot of stuff happens along the way. Let's just start out by saying the acting in this movie is like Manhunter. It's perfect. It's great. Jodie Foster is perfect as the character. Because she's not this blonde hot chick you won't believe as the character. She's this realistic, good-looking person who you believe can be this strong FBI agent. And so if it wasn't for her, the whole movie wouldn't have worked, because she's the main focus of the story. She's the main character, and she has some things she went through. The whole title, Silence of the Lambs, has to do with her and the backstory thing I'm not going to explain. So she's the main character, and she has to carry this movie, and she does it perfectly. And then next I'll talk Buffalo Bill, the bad guy. I don't remember the actor's name, I'm sorry, but he is really unnerving and unsettling as the because he's fully crazy. He's not like Hannibal, who is reserved. He's just full out insane, and he's creepy. And you don't trust him, and he pulls the part off. A great opposite to Hannibal, because they're complete opposite characters, and he does great as the part. And speaking of Hannibal Lecter, Anthony Hopkins nails it. Everybody for years on, people are gonna think of him as Hannibal Lecter, no matter what. Even if the new TV show becomes the next best show ever or whatever, people are still going to think of Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal, and they deserve to, because he is perfect. Something about his performance in this movie that he's okay in Hannibal, and he's pretty good in Red Dragon, but something about this movie, this is his best performance as the character, and he's something that's just creepy about him. He has this feel to him where you don't want to take your eyes off him, but you almost do, because you're I don't trust him, and he keeps my interest. He creeps me out, even though I've seen this movie a bunch of times. He still kind of creeps me out, and that's not an easy thing to do after multiple viewings. So his performance is just off the wall. It's great. I mean, perfect. Definitely deserved the Oscar that he got. The movie is directed by Jonathan Demme, who. He hasn't directed too many huge movies. He directed Philadelphia with Tom Hanks. Well, I said that. Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington. He brings really great grit to the movie, because the movie, the style of this movie is very realistic and gritty, and just it is almost this could really happen. And even in moments where the movie can be violent, but it's not overly gory. It's not throwing gore at you every 5 minutes like Hannibal does sometimes, but we'll get to that movie later. But the times when it's violent, it's unsettling. There's even a scene where they're just looking at a dead body, and it's on the table and everything, and you don't really see anything. They don't cut it open, guns fall out or anything, but you see wide shots, and it's decomposing, it's unsettling. So that's the kind of feel this movie has. Really realistic kind of feel. Not the perfect movie to watch when you're sick, and I learned that the hard way. It was this one day I wasn't feeling too good, and I was just laying on the couch watching TV, and Silence of the Lambs was on, and I was watching it. Wasn't the perfect match. But, so the style of this movie is very, like, realistic. Because this movie, it's not exactly horror. It's mostly a mystery and a crime drama. And sometimes there's scenes where it's outright horror. And when those scenes happen, they work perfectly, and they're pretty scary. But it's more of like a mystery, kind of like crime thriller, kind of like Manhunter. That's what most of these kind of are, like crime thrillers. And which that's why I really like that the TV show picked up on that quality, because that's what it mostly is. And to mention, like, a great thing about this movie is the fact that it won 5 Academy Awards, and it's all 5 major Academy Awards. It's only one of 3 movies to do that as of now. Which the awards are Best Screenplay, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Picture, and Best Director. So that's pretty good. I like how, because this movie over time has kind of gained the reputation as being like a horror movie, even though it's not really. I still like that this horror movie has won Best Picture. I think that's just really cool. You know, just like hearing that The Exorcist got nominated for Best Picture. I think that's awesome, because horror doesn't get the recognition it deserves a lot of times. And this movie got that recognition, and that's perfect. This movie is, like I said, it's a perfect thriller. It keeps your interest. There's some pretty dang intense scenes. The scene in the middle to end of the movie, I don't know if I want to give it away, because it involves Hannibal Lecter, and it's kind of the reason why he doesn't even appear in the whole third act of the movie. But if you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. And that scene is intense. That's one of the scenes I vividly remember seeing when I saw the movie for the first time, just on the edge of my seat, being like, what's going on? What is that him? Wait. And then just that final reveal at the end, it's just like, oh my god, are you serious? I love that moment. It got me. I was so, like, pumped and into the movie, and I was watching, like, oh my god, whoa. And that usually doesn't happen. Like, if I'm just watching a movie on the TV, which I did when I saw it. So, perfect, great pacing. Just, it's a great film. Also, fun thing to note, Anthony Hopkins, he won the Best Actor Oscar. I think this is like the lowest amount of screen time for a Best Actor Oscar like ever, because he's not in the movie a whole lot. He's still kind of an essential main character, not like Manhunter where he's not really main. He's still a main character, but like by the third act in the movie, and you're watching Starling going after Buffalo Bill, you're not even talking about Hannibal Lecter. He's not even like mentioned, you know. In the whole third act of the movie, he's not really in it. And so, like, I think that's awesome. I think that's crazy, because he really isn't in the movie a whole lot for like a character who's like become an icon and known for Silence of the Lambs, but it isn't as much. So either way, that's a strong movie. It's like one of the best movies ever made. Obviously, there's no doubt about that. So out of 10, it's a no-brainer. 10 out of 10. I mean, can't give it any lower. If you do, what's wrong with you? So that's Silence of the Lambs. A strong start to the Hannibal Lecter movie series, not counting Manhunter, and it's followed by a lesser sequel that I won't be praising as much as this movie. But we'll save that one for next time, and until then, see you guys later.